Good morning, students. In the previous lecture of our geography, we have learned the natural resource. What is meant by natural resource? And with the help of the pictures, we have learned how air, soil, and water is very important in our day-to-day life, and it has been considered as a basic need, and which is available in nature as to fulfill our need. We are using that, so such kind of things have been called as natural resources. So the definition of natural resources: the natural things that man uses to fulfill his needs are called as natural resource. So today we'll let us start with the page number 48. Before that, let us see what we have seen in the previous lecture. As we have seen the natural resource such as air, water and land. With the help of picture, we have understood how the air, soil and water is very necessary and very important in our day-to-day life. Now children, take out your page number 48. Let us start with the half chapter which we have left. So let us start with that. Figure 8.6 shows some individuals collecting wood from the forest. Similarly, some people are shown collecting different items in the forest like honey, resin, rubber, lactus. In order to fulfill our need, we collect various products from the plant in nature. There are various plants on land surface. So here, the picture which is there on the page number 46. Now take out the 46 page number and see the figure 8.6. Now you see it carefully. What is being done in 8.6? A woman is collecting and a man is collecting the woods, right? And here in the page number 8.10, a woman is collecting rubber, lactose. And here in the page number figure 8.11, here the man is collecting the resin from the trees. So there are different kind of things which we collect from our plants. So this all things we are collecting from where? From the forest. So here the forest is also a natural resource which we are using to fulfill our need, right? So it is also being considered as natural resource. What is being considered as natural resource here? Forest. Let us see the next. In order to fulfill our need, we collect various products from the plants in nature. Means the plants which are available in our nature, to fulfill our need, we are collecting lot of things from that plants. There are various plants on land surface. Plants are broadly classified as grass, herbs, shrubs and trees. So here the plants are being classified according to grass. As you all know, grass are the small plants. Herbs means what? The plants which are useful to cure our diseases. For example, herbs are being considered as tulsi, neem. Such kind of plants are being considered as herbs. And shrubs are called as, the small plants are being called as shrubs. And the trees means a long or a giant plants are being called as trees. So here the plants are being classified into four, that is grass, herbs, shrubs and trees. Man has successfully experimented with some grasses to obtain food grains. This helped him to avoid painful wandering for gathering food. He began to live a settled life. So here the man has started to grow some grasses. With the help of that, he started to eat that grains, whatever he is cultivating. And with the help of this, the people has stopped wandering, is going far long places to collect the food, and they started growing the plants and settling at one place, and they used to eat whatever comes from the cultivation process. He began to live settled life. The basin of Yangtze, Sindhu, Nile and Euphrates are some of the areas where Such settlements flourished in the past. So these are the basins of Yangtze, Indus Valley civilization we have learned, right? So there, Nile and as well as Euphrates is the some places where the people started settling. Why the people used to settle in the basin area? Because there are water available at a large amount, so that they for cultivating something there is no need of going for long place to collect water and to pour it there. So they used to settle at the place where the river or the basins are there. You have studied in standard 5th. See in the figure 8.15. So now see the figure 8.15. So here you can see in this page, here the figure is been given. Here Euphrates is there. Here Euphrates, Nile River and Indus Sindhu. So here they used to settle at the time when they started settling at the places. So this is the place where they have been settled in the past. We obtain products like wood, rubber, resin, fruit, medicinal plants, etc. from forest. If we consider the region from the equator to the poles as per the temperature zone, we find the following types of natural vegetation. So here, with the help of forest, what all things we can collect? As in the pictures we have seen that rubber, lattice, resin, as well as fruits, the medicinal plants I have told you, herbs. So such kind of things we collect from the forest. So as we go from equator is what? The middle part of the earth from the poles, right? We have learned the North Pole and South Pole. So as we move from the equator to the poles, there is different temperature zones are there. As we have learned previous in the chapter about the temperature zones, right? We find the following type of natural vegetation: equatorial evergreen, deciduous, tropical grassland, thorny shrubs, temperate grassland, mixed forest, broad-leafed coniferous, and tundra. So here you can see the equator. In equator part, the equatorial evergreen forest means the long trunks are there here, and such kind of plants you can see. And deciduous means there are a lot of plants you can see. Tropical grassland means here the grasses are being dried. Thorny shrubs. So as you will move, thorny shrubs means plants which will have thorns, more thorns they will have. Temperate grassland. So these are the different kind of plants are grown in the different kind of temperature zones. Many animals make this forest their habitat. Means what? As according to the temperature, there are different kind of animals they are living there. For example, as you know, the snow areas, where the snow areas are there only you can see penguins, right? So as per the temperature, that is suitable for that animal. So that animal only is able to live there, right? The white bears, white lions. So here such kind of animals are living in cool areas. Why? Because they had adapted that atmosphere or the temperature. So as per the temperature, the animals adapts according to that atmosphere, and they stay there. Animals who prey on the plant-eating animals also live in the forest. Means the animals which are eating herbivorous animal, those who are eating plants. So that kind of plants are animals also live in the forest. Thus many food chains develops in the forest. Forest or the grassland are the habitats for many animals. As here the herbivorous animal is also living, as well as the animals those who are eating herbivorous animal, they are also living in the forest. So there are a lot of food chains are available there. It is basically due to the plant that we have got animal as a natural resource. plant also grow in water, it is very likely that in future we shall have to develop an aquatic plant for fulfilling the needs of the growing human population. As in the water also the plants are been growing, right? As because of the human population are increasing nowadays, a lot of population is being increasing. To fulfill our need, as the time will pass, we are going to eat that plants also to fulfill our need. So because of that only, the animals are also being considered as the natural resource. So now in the page number 48, we have seen the two natural resources, that is forest and animals. Because of forest, animals are also living there, and that is also being considered as natural resource. Now you can see the figure 8.13. 8.13 shows an ass carrying a load. Man makes use of animal for the variety of reasons. Horse, oxen, camel, asses, etc. are the animals employed for plugging, riding, transporting food, goods, etc. Goats, cows, buffaloes are used for milk animals. So here you can see in the page number 8.13 that ass is carrying a load, right? So there are lot of variety of reasons are there for what we are using animals. For example, like horse, oxen, camel, asses are used for carrying the loads or transporting, plugging. There are different kind of things for that the animals have been used. As well as there are some animals which are being used for collecting milk, like goat, cows, buffaloes, and also some animals are there. From them we are collecting meat, eggs, bone powder, hide, etc. Are other products we get from the animals. So these are the things which we use from the animals. Now see the figure 8.7 shows that the rock is being loaded in a truck from a mining area. We have seen earlier that the rock is a mixture of mineral. The mineral are inorganic substances that form naturally occurring chemical processes. In the previous chapter, we have learned that the rocks are being of three types, and because of the climatic condition, the minerals are being observed in the rock, and after it has been extracted with the help of the rocks, right? We get different metals and chemicals from the minerals. Some chemicals are used in preparing different medicines. Minerals are originally generally classified into metallic and non-metallic minerals. So here there is different kind of metals and chemicals we are getting from the minerals, right? Some chemicals we are using for making the medicines, as well as here the minerals which we are getting, that is being classified into two, that is metallic mineral and non-metallic mineral. Metallic mineral are used for obtaining metal such as iron, bauxite, etc. And non-metallic minerals are used for obtaining various chemicals like gypsum, rock salt, saltite. So here there are two type of minerals, right? Metallic mineral, we are getting metals from that such as iron, bauxite, etc. And non-metallic mineral, from this we are getting chemicals like gypsum, rock salt, such kind of things we are getting. So here in this page number 49, we have seen about the metals are being classified into two, as well as how animals have been used as a natural resource by the man. In all the figure except fishing, all activities obtained natural resources are being carried out on land. So here, whatever the picture we have seen, from that except the fishing. All the activities are obtaining natural resource, which is being carried out on land. This means that land is also a natural resource. Living things that are born on land grow, live, and die on land itself. So here because of this, what we tell, land is also a natural resource. So living things, where it lives on land and it dies on land itself. Land is an invaluable resource. So here the land is also being considered as invaluable. That is why it is sold and bought. Means it is very valuable. We are selling it and buying it, right? Obtaining land at a strategic location, using it for the construction as well as trade, as some other reason are other uses of resource. So here, buying the means seeing the location and buying the land, as well as constructing it properly. Trade means buying and selling of it. It also gives a profit to a people, right? So this is also is the use of land. Depending on the characteristic like physiography, soil climate, mineral, availability of water, in different region of world, land is used for various purposes. The proportion of land on earth is 29.20%. Depending on the characteristic of land and climate, various living things are found on the land in different proportion. So here there are different characteristics of land as physiography, soil, which kind of soil is there, which kind of climate is there, which kind of minerals are available there, and how many water is available there. So as per that, land is used for various purposes, and the proportion of land on earth is 29.20%. Depending on the characteristic like climate, and various living things are found on the land in different proportion. Distribution of this living organism, including human, is not uniform. All living things try to adapt the various geographical conditions like rocky terrain, steep slopes, flat plain, mountain region, forest covered areas, river basin, etc. So that the living organism which are living on the land, it is not properly divided, right? As per the animal or the living thing which can adapt the situation they are living there. Man alone attempts to make changes in the prevailing condition to suit the need. As we all know that in India we are living, right? To adapt the situation or the climate, as the rainy season starts, we start buying gumboots, raincoats to adapt the situation, to change ourselves to according to that climate. Okay, like that only when the summer season starts. What we do, we try to wear only cotton clothes, so that the heat which is being coming from the sun, which will not affect us, right? So like that, to change ourselves, the man is the most attempts to make changes in the prevailing condition to suit his needs. Every living thing make use of natural resource according to its need. However, man started using many of these resources for himself alone, with the help of intellectual power. Later, the increase in the population, the greed of human, led to exploitation use of resource. So here, as because of the man is the seventh sense organ, right? Human being. So, because of his intellectual power, he is able to use all the resources. Because of the population has been increasing, the natural resources are been decreasing. This began to upset the balance in nature. Because of this, population is being increased and the plants are being cut and the forest area is being converted into houses, buildings. So because of that, there is upset in the balance in nature. This means that it is necessary that man also must use the natural resource only according to the need and Judaism.